Hello everyone and welcome to my, I want to say personal version of the mindset of the unicum. I know that I'm not a unicum, I guess I'm just, I guess in most cases a blue player. However, this was a game in which I had a reasonably good chance of losing, and in which I made several good decisions which I believe led me to victory. Now, the first thing you'll notice is that I'm in a Bradley versus a VBR. In my, they are two very different AFEs in my opinion. The Bradley has harder hitting missiles and a better autocannon, while the VBR is faster and is more of a recon AFE. This means that to me, I have more staying power on the battlefield because I can function more in the battle while the VBR has to keep to the sidelines. We have a Stingray, they have a Stingray, we each have a pair of Merkava 2s. Now, my Merkava immediately asks which side to go, so I point to the right side and he goes that way. This tells me that the Merkava is at least willing to reason and the Stingray will go for him. I'm at this side because where they are is no place for a slow AFE like this, so instead I'm keeping this place open. I'm trying to see if their Merkava will go from the H7, 8, 9 line into the refinery, same for the Stingray. I know I can't spot the VBR if he's moving, but if he's firing I may have a chance. Anyway, for now I had a slight lag, so I wasn't able to fight the Stingray. However, I did try and look at that Merkava and it wasn't happening. So I thought, okay, they're playing very, very defensively. A little bit too defensively when you think about it. So, for instance, as of now, I'm thinking I will stay here and keep the open bit area. The open area bit open, okay? I see the Stingray, I pop a missile into him. The Stingray is, in all honesty, quite vulnerable to high damage shells like this one. And I was wondering if it was going to pop up again. Okay, no. So my other teammates are moving up right now. This is a skirmish, it's a 3v3. So any person dies, it's automatically 33% of the team. Now, that Stingray, I honestly thought he was still going to be there. So I'm pushing up to see if I can get a spotting on him. I know anyone. Okay, the VBR's there instead. So, I miss. Well, actually, you can't see it in this, but I was actually able to loop that into the VBR. So the VBR is now pretty much... The VBR is still a two-shot for my missiles, however, he is now intensely vulnerable in the game. And the Merkava, I believe, committed a giant mistake in which he decided to go ass onto that Merkava. So now he's ass onto the other Merkava, and to my annoyance, I managed to bounce on him. Now, that Stingray made possibly the best play that my teammates ever did, and with my designation ability on that Merkava, I managed to get enough, he managed to damage that guy enough that the Merkava will now be a one-shot for me. And of course our Merkava is being a dick because he played badly. Like, I don't understand why he did that. But anyway, our Stingray 2 is going as good as he can into him, but I believe, and I was really hoping to hit that VBR right there. But unfortunately, he died. Now, at this moment, I'm in a difficult situation. While I have the most health of anyone here, it's also a 3 versus 1. So the Stingray is over there, the VBR's over there, and the Merkava is over there. My thought process was that the Stingray will be locking down this area here. He will not be expecting me to get into a fight with him because when you're in a Stingray, you expect to win most fights because you've got the ready rack. The VBR will likely be keeping to the ridge lines, trying to get a spot on me here. And the Merkava will be heading through this corner, trying to directly engage with me, since the Merkava, when it comes to missiles, in my honest opinion, is better off when it's in cover, hold down, or playing very aggressive and wiggling and everything. So, I decided to go for the Stingray. See here, Stingray's there. Okay, put one into him, put another into him, he's dead. That is their highest HP player on the team dead. That's good. Now, I have an APS, which means that the VBR will have to put at least most of his full round clip into me, which isn't ideal because the VBR is the biggest threat to me right now. So at this point, I was thinking maybe the VBR is going to be down here, or at least the Merkava. Okay, he isn't. And my APS killing the shot and me looking at the tracer, I thought, okay, he's on the hill. He's on the hill. And for some reason, I thought he was over there. I don't know why. But for now, anyway, I looked at that and I thought, okay, he's over there. So now I need to use these ridge lines here to use for cover and to either pop my turret out and to hope my APS goes. Now, that Merkava was going the second way, the second route, which is in fact going down. Now, I don't actually manage to hit the VBR here, but I was attempting to hit him as much as I could. And you could smell my frustration there as I missed that shot on him, which would have been absolutely amazing, because then he would have been a one-shot for my auto. Because then I wouldn't have had to use my missiles on him at long range, but rather the autocannon.
Identify target.
Oh wait, fuck, the Merkava's now going for me. I need to run. I need to keep going. I need to keep going. I need to use this ridge line, and I need to bust the VBR, and then I can concentrate on the Merkava. The Merkava's slow, so he isn't going anywhere, and this VBR makes a critical mistake right there. I don't know why he chose to do that. He should have stayed on that ridge. Well, on the hill more like. Now the VBR's running away, he popped his smoke way too early, and I pop him. Now, how to deal with a Merkava, and I don't know about you, but I've always had an issue with Merkavas in the way that I always find it difficult to hit their weak spots for some obscene reason. So at this point, I wanted to bait him, which it was genuinely speaking a pretty dumb move on my part, but it was something that I felt at the time was the only right decision for me, was to try to get him to go belly up on me, so I could hit his lower plate and kill him instantly. And he's dead. And you can see that other player pretty much accused me of using hacks, which I did not. So, for that other player in the Merkava, in which, fuck you kindly, I was not using hacks, and I'm sorry for your poor gameplay. Anyway, let's have a look at the stats. Okay, the stats of this game, which I will bring up shortly. Okay, here we go. So, I got an Order of Courage, which in fact I've never seen me have before, in which awards to a tank operator who has won in a match against remaining 3 to 4 enemy vehicles and Iron Dragon, of course. I did 4,306 damage with 1 spot and 3 enemies destroyed, 640,000 credits earned, which is good. And as you can see, I did all the Stingray's damage, most of the VBR, and thank you to that Stingray who did an extremely large amount of damage to that Merkava. That man was an unsung hero and he did a great job. As you can see, he did 2,000 damage, the Merkava did 1,000. The Merkava fired off 2 shots and the Stingray managed to get a full click in. If that Merkava had actually played normally, I think this would have been a whitewash for us. The VBR on their other team did most of the full damage to the Merkava and a couple of hits to the Stingray, but then Merkava also doing the same. The Stingray got a couple of hits on me. Details wise, I missed a couple of rounds. I could have caused a few more shots of damage, I think. As you can see, most of my damage was done within 150 meters and most of it stationary. However, 2 missile hits got in, which I believe was on the VBR and the Stingray. I did 1,000 of assistance damage, which was those 2 hits done to the Stingray with his ready rack when I had him under designation. I mitigated 475 damage, which is very amusing. And in my honest opinion, that went quite well for me. This is an invite into my thought process, and I will be releasing a live video in which you can see how much under stress I was and how much that Merkava annoyed me. Anyway, that's it for now, guys, and see you all next time for hopefully another mindset of the unicum with any unicums who wish to come and join and speak. We can do it. We can talk. They're a hell of a lot better than me, I can tell you that. But anyway, bye for now, guys, and see you all later.